Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has been tracking the very latest, is now joining us on the broadcast. Anas, what's happening right now? Take us through the latest that you're gathering.
Well, just moments ago, Molly, the carcade that comprised for about 15-20 vehicles that went in, it was guarded by the Pakistan Army. It had jammer vehicles with it, and we can confirm now that this carcade, this convoy, indeed had Wing Commander Abhinandan with it. He's currently inside the immigration room, where at any moment now the Indian High Commission officials will formally be taking his custody, and then his documents are to be handed over. Yes, Molly?
How soon do we expect the Indian Air Force pilot to be handed over to the officials of the Indian side, Anas, given that the process and formalities will also take a few minutes from now?
Perhaps another 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes, or perhaps it could be lesser than that. Not more than 15 minutes it would take for the Indian pilot to cross over into the into the Indian side from the Pakistani side at the Wagah border. The formalities are very simple. Once his custody is formally taken by the Indian High Commission officials, the Air Attache Group Captain J.T. Kurian is leading, then he would then be handed over an ETD, or an emergency travel document, one-pager passport this is. After that, once he's handed over that one-pager passport, then he will go through the immigration process. After the immigration process, again the normal proceduralized immigration process, where one has to submit a form that they're exiting a country, their pictures are taken with the time, and then they have to do signatures as well. After that, he would then be walking from the exit side to the gate, that is roughly less than a 2-minute walk, onwards to the zero line, and once he crosses that zero line, he will be inside that Indian territory. So any moment now, perhaps another 10-15 minutes from now, Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman will formally be inside the Indian territory. Yes, Molly?
And as Anas has been telling us, the Indian High Commission officials would be receiving the captured Indian Air Force pilot, Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, who is at the Wagah border, is what Anas Malik is telling us at this moment. It's been a long delay. He was expected to arrive at the Wagah border at between 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. early in the day. This, of course, after Pakistan yesterday announced that he will be released and will return to India. The medical checkup of the Wing Commander caused that delay, is what we understand at this point. But these are the visuals that we have been getting to you of the latest situation at the Wagah border, as the convoy will now be taking the Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, and he will then be handed over to the Indian High Commission officials, and then will cross over to the Indian side. It's been a mood of anticipation, a mood of enthusiasm and jubilation on the Indian side, to say the least, as the people in India eagerly await the return of the captured Indian Air Force pilot Abhinandan Varthaman. It's a moment that the people in India have been eagerly waiting for, of course, ever since the Pakistan Prime Minister yesterday announced that the Indian Air Force pilot will be released to the Indian side. That, of course, was post the strong statement that was made by the Indian side that there will be no question of any negotiation, no question of any deal as far as the Indian Air Force pilot is concerned, and that he must be released as soon as possible. Pakistan had tried to portray this as a gesture of peace. The Indian forces yesterday also making their stand absolutely clear that this is a gesture that is being seen in consonance with the Geneva Convention, and that is something that Pakistan had to abide by, and has released the Indian Air Force pilot, who is at the moment at the Wagah border. The convoy, these are the visuals of the convoy that are taking the Wing Commander closer towards the Indian High Commission officials, who will be receiving him, post which he will be crossing over to the Indian side. This, of course, is a moment that people in India have been eagerly awaiting. And let's also remind our viewers that there has been a considerable delay as far as his return is concerned. We were expecting his return to take place earlier in the day at about 3:30 p.m. We were told that a medical checkup and a delay in that had resulted in his arrival also taking that much time. These are the visuals for those of us, those of you who are just tuning in, the visuals of the convoy that is at the moment taking Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman to the Indian High Commission officials. He's already arrived at the Wagah border, is what our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has been telling us. He will be received by the Indian High Commission officials, post which he will cross over to the Indian side. Let's remind our viewers, Indian Air Force pilot Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, post the aerial engagement that took place on the 27th of February, had resulted in his jet being fired upon by the Pakistani forces and resulted in his parachute crossing over to the Pakistani side, to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Post the announcement by the Indian side that the Indian Air Force pilot was indeed in Pakistani custody, India had sustained pressure on the Pakistani side.